Welcome everyone to the G-Lew show tonight. This is Let's Talk About It with me, G-Lew, and my special guest or my partner in this, Big D, aka Big Demon. We're going to be talking about uh, financial literacy tonight and teaching the youth financial literacy. So everyone stay tuned in. Let's go.
We going back to reality. Back when we was trying hard not to be a casualty. Same block we sold dope to make a salary. But just like Tupac said, don't be mad at me. Growing up in the hood just like 8. Had a mama and a daddy and I still went astray. Even though I'm older now I still like to play. Outside with my toys like out bouncing the tray. I'm a player like rapping folk pay. But you too old to be a player, G-Lew. Yeah, okay. I'm just having fun, I running my own race. Do it out of love so it's all at my own pace. I got a Coldplay similar to Chris Martin. I'm like O'Shea, I love to get shit started. I live a hard life, so I stay cold-hearted. But keep God first, so I still pray harder. I'm like Dwayne Carter, I like my money young. Since 16, cause I've been on the money run.
The one, the only.
Product of the 90s.
Gang disturbance. Gang disturbance. Gang disturbance. One had on a black jersey and one was a male Hispanic.
Product of the 90s.
Male balls wearing a black jacket, blue jeans, white gym shoes. Gang disturbance. Gang disturbance. Gang disturbance.
Product of the 90s.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Gang disturbance. Gang disturbance. Gang disturbance.
Product of the 90s.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Gang disturbance. Gang disturbance. Gang disturbance.
Okay. Here we go. What up, everyone? Welcome to the show. I am G-Lew. That's my homeboy, Big D. And this is Let's Talk About It. Big D, what's popping, my boy?
What's happening, man? What's going on, Pops? How's everybody doing this evening?
What's up, my boy? I'm good, man. Doing great, blessed. Glad to be here.
Likewise, man. It's going to be a good night tonight, so make sure everybody relax, get comfortable. You know what we do on every Monday night. This it is. Let's talk about it. Another episode, man. I don't know where you're at, but where I'm at, it's raining. Weather is changing. There's earthquakes over here. It looks dangerous over here, man. But we're about to get to a good subject tonight, man. I think it brings good value. So let's pay attention and dive right into it, man. How's everybody doing? Before we do that, let me just give us a couple shout outs. Convicted Hearts Jamagana, thanks for tapping in. Big Stumps, good to see you. Always Keisha in the house. Leos, what's up? Can't forget my baby girl out there who is driving. Be safe, baby. It is raining in Southern California right now, so she is coming home from the evening work, man. What's up, people? Let's talk about it.
We got a good one tonight, y'all. Big D, of course, came up with the topic. He talked about it over the weekend and said, "Hey, man, we need to talk about this, that." You know, he sent me some video too. We're gonna play that video too. But talking about, you know, well, we could touch on a couple things, but mainly like teaching the youth, you know, how to teach the youth, kind of like how to be, you know, successful or how to make it in life. You know what I mean? And financial literacy. You know what I mean? Because these things really weren't being taught to us when we were coming up. You know what I mean? In school, we just had American history and science and biology and maybe a home ec or something, but never like something to teach us about the future. You know what I mean? Credit, things of that nature. You know, we just taught maybe to go to college, and a lot of us, you know, didn't go to college. So it's like, what do we do for those kids, you know, that maybe want to make it, or even give them a chance to make it? Some don't even have a chance. You know, if they think they're not going to college, they're just like, F it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So this is a good topic tonight. I'm going to let the homie D take it over from there.
What's up, gente? Like I said, man, thank you, everybody, for coming in, tapping in. As Pop has mentioned, I think we all, not only for children, but us as adults too, can learn the value of money up to this date, man. To tell you the truth, man, this clipping, you know, caught my attention. It's been for a while, actually, since I saw this clipping. And I think, you know, a lot of people that are out there, man, have good tendencies, man. And you're never too old to learn, you know, the value of anything, to tell you the truth. And tonight we're going to be, like Pop said, discussing the value of money, to tell you the truth. And not only that, is that the ethics that, you know, certain people will portray and do and go out of their way, you know, not only to teach, you know, us elderly people, mid people, young people, but I think based on everything in life, man, we got to continue to teach our children, right? If we want to get children out of the streets, out of poverty and so forth, man, we got to continue to educate our children, not only us, but we have also good people with good tendencies that are out there that are willing to go the extra mile and share what they have learned and make a value and a profit for them themselves too. You know what I'm saying? Nobody says just because you're teaching, you can't make money.
Right. And that's a good thing, because that clip we're going to play that you sent me, that's exactly what this teacher's doing, right? She took that out. She's teaching these kids, and she took that into making her own business inside the thing that she does that now pays her more than her salary as a teacher. And that's sad to say that teachers to this day, you know, don't get what they deserve. You know, I'm probably, unless you're some top college professor, but the teachers that teach our youth and kids in elementary and middle and high school, you know, like this lady said, she's making more off her things she does on the side than she does her salary, you know, and I think that's kind of sad, you know what I mean? But it is what it is.
Yeah, at the same time, my bad, Pops, at the same time, it's a blessing too, because she understands the term of making money and she knows her value, and she's sharing it. See, when you have the good tendencies and the good heart of sharing things that are going to contribute, whether young, old, mid-age, you know, the wealth is always going to spread out. You know, that's what we do right here on the G-Lew show, and also the Big D Keeping It Real YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? We're here to let you all know, you know, to pay attention, and that not only can you be a good, you know, a figure. I mean, that's basically what it is about, man. She's a good role model, and you know, she's a good figure, taking her profession to another level, to tell the truth. So shout out to, you know, the clip that was going on. But before we go any further, if it's possible, Pops, can we play that clipping?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go ahead and do this and get the people familiar with what we're talking about, and this will kick off the show, I think. But we'll go to this clip and we'll be right back. This is the teacher teaching students how to be financially literate, you know what I mean, and how she does it. Check this out.
I am going to take your money.
So you're charging third graders rent?
I am. I sure am.
How does that work?
They have jobs, and of course I pay them not real money. They have to go ahead and pay me rent once a month, just like I have to pay bills. They have to pay bills.
If you got 384, say, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Shelby Lattimore is a math teacher in North Carolina, and her viral classroom economy TikToks have allowed her to stay in the profession.
You have to pay me rent. You have to pay me for that nice desk you got and that nice blue chair that you are sitting in.
This past year, I made 6 figures, which is insane because my teacher salary is not even half of that. I'm getting there before the bell rings. I'm staying after the bell rings. And she still made it.
TikTok's creator program and brand collabs have kept her from having to pick up a second job, like becoming a barista or babysitter.
You guys want to see what my Secret Santa got me?
Instead, she spends her free time working on her viral videos, all about teaching students personal finance in a creative way.
Look at all my money. Hard life lessons of 3rd grade.
And she's constantly keeping them on their toes.
Miss Lattimore is inflating your rent.
No, come on.
I sure am.
Jobs with more responsibility, like fish feeder for Knuckles, get more money than lower stakes jobs, like door opener. $7 of rent is collected for their desk and chair, and then the kiddos have a choice to make: spend it or save it.
We went over what we have for low prices, middle prices, high prices. They are on the board.
Low prices may be like candy. Then they can buy lunch with me, and they come up to the class and they eat lunch with me. They can buy lunch with a friend.
For how much?
$30.
Our most expensive thing, the top-notch prize, is they can be the teacher for the day, and they love that one. But of course, it takes some budgeting because it is the most expensive one at $30.
Do you have $5 in your wallet after you spend that? No, so you gotta buy something else then.
So they do have to budget for that one, but they love the responsibility of taking attendance, telling them when to get in line, when to get up, things of that sort. They love that.
Lattimore has over 800,000 followers and over 26 million likes on TikTok alone. But she says this is much more than just a viral moment.
Charlotte is known for generational, poverty. The whole project of my school and the environment that they are living in is all part of a project to kind of combat that.
Title I schools, like the one Shelby works at, provide additional resources to children from low-income areas.
A lot of my students of color, Hispanic, Black, whatever it may be, they see their parents, they see their guardian, they see their grandmothers, grandfathers, whatever it may be, living check to check. They see the money management of not thinking long-term necessarily or the consequences of it. So I'm just gonna write a 2 next to candy to show that you get 2 for $4. Okay? And a lot of them do come from housing insecurities and different circumstances where parents have to work 2-3 jobs to pay bills for their kids, to put food on the table. Watching my students now become appreciative of possibly what their guardians are going through, of course in a safer environment, just kind of gives them that responsibility to then move forward as they become adults.
These systemic knowledge gaps are documented through data. One study looked at 28 personal finance questions and found that on average, 20% of white adults answered all of them correctly, compared to 5% of Black respondents and 6% of Hispanic respondents.
Why do you think it's important for Black educators to stay in this industry?
Representation, it's very important as a Black educator for my students to see someone who looks like them. Even down to Marley, one of my students, she even went through the transition of, not wanting to wear her natural hair.
Hi, Miss Lattimore.
Hi, good morning.
Marley's in 4th grade now, but was one of Lattimore's best students. Now, her mom says she's been more responsible with spending money in the real world.
We didn't really discuss money a lot. She just thought it grew on trees and she could spend it. And then she got a rude awakening of what it was like to actually have to save money and spend her own money.
Marley says Ms. Lattimore's class gave her a whole new perspective.
It gives you a life lesson how money is. Really, when you spend it, you don't have a lot. But if you don't spend it, you can pay your rent every single month.
So what's one thing that you saved your money to buy?
These shoes. It took me like 3 months to save up.
What's your favorite thing about Ms. Lattimore?
That she looks like me.
Can someone say, in a sentence, I love Ms. Lattimore's class because?
I love Ms. Lattimore because she challenges us. Because she's in it. Because she encourages us.
Since I'm an adult, what if I said 3rd grade is too young to learn about money? What would you guys say?
Excuse me? Oh,
Hopefully you guys didn't say good morning to me this morning when you came in. Okay.
What keeps you waking up every day and excited to go to work?
Wow, I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. Take a beat. Take a beat.
Yeah,
you got it.
It's gonna sound so corny, but it's them.
Hi, Cedric. How are you?
The corny little hugs that are germ filled, but they like you just can't let go, and it's just like, or the random little notes that you get. I'm not even a mom, and the draw I have to my kids emotionally is crazy. It's crazy.
So you feel fulfilled?
I do. I love my job. I would be talking to a coworker about like buying food or door dashing, and you know, kids just listen to everything you say, and they'd be like, Miss Lattimore, aren't we supposed to be saving? Aren't you supposed to be saving your money? And I'm like, okay, thanks for checking me. Got it.
Okay, we are back. Yeah, everyone in the chat seems to think that's an incredible teacher right there. We need more like her. And to be truthful, I'm sure it is a lot like her, but to go on and do that extra stuff that she's doing, that takes special people, you know what I mean? And she's special, you know. But overall, what I got from that too is like how young the kids are, 3rd and 4th grade, right? And that's where really it starts at, because you have to put something in these kids young. You know, nowadays they're coming up younger and younger, and they're not getting that either from home or school, you know. So they're already like, you talking these badass kids, won't you want? And some kids are bad, and some are going to need extra attention and help, right? But things like this teach them something early and instill something in them, where even if they are bad and a little bit out of control, they have this in them where they know a little better, you know. So I think that's just incredible what she's doing. I think we definitely need more of that.
I mean, Pops, you could have said it any better, brother. To tell you the truth, that not only this teacher, right? She deserves a big shout out, to tell you the truth. So shout out to Shelby Lettermore, right? From a third grade teacher from South Carolina, man. Okay, she's not teaching in Beverly Hills. She's not up there in the richest area. This is a modern, you know, humble teacher that has found the ability. Not only, as seen, she has no children. So how does she become a mother to these children, an inspiration, somebody that would teach them morals and values, the value of money, the value of responsibility, the value of character? I can honestly say, nobody ever taught me that.
Oh, they didn't. No one ever did. Not at home, not at school, nowhere. I mean, like you said, no disrespect to my mom or whatever, but you know, she worked, like the lady just said. Mom always worked. I didn't get help with my homework or anything, nothing, you know, but they expected you to have good grades. So it's like, how, you know what I mean? And no disrespect again, but like she said, this is what it is. Your parents worked, you know what I'm saying? And then you were in the streets or whatever, or you weren't, because some kids, I'm going to say this too, are naturally kind of smart too, where they don't need that. You know, some are. We knew them. I knew some. My daughter's like that, but I know I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't.
Not everybody's a quick learner.
Right.
So you know, nobody really understands the value of the money. All we know how to do, it's mine, I spend it. It's mine, I spend it. You know, and basically, man, just watching this, I mean, I just was taking notes all over the darn place, to tell you the truth. I don't know where to start. You know, actually, she is an inspiration to these young children. She has taught me something, to tell you the truth, and I'm 47 years young. You know what I'm saying?
Never too old to learn, right? That's what I love to do, learn. That's why I like to be around people that can help me learn. Like you said, at this age, I like to be around people that's inspiring and helping me, or I can learn something from, or, you know what I mean? Just you know, because if not, we're still stagnant. That's why a lot of homies are 46, 47, still, you know, living like they're 24. We know them all. We, you know what I mean? Still like we were back.
Live like the Kardashians, homie.
Like,
you know what I mean?
like we back 20 years.
You know, trying to be like the Kardashians, homie. You know, blowing all our paycheck on a expensive car Bentley that you can't even afford and pay your rent, buy your daughter or your wife Pampers or so forth, or whatever it is, man. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And this lady had just took it to another level. And these are the type of people that don't get that kind of recognition unless you come upon the G-Lew Show or the Big D Keeping It Real YouTube channel. You know what I mean? And this woman, as I mentioned, Shelby, I mean, she is not only, you know, being an inspirational, but she is also relating to these children. As you've seen the video, one of the children said she was inspired and she related because of her color. There's nothing wrong with that, because you understand the down value of money, where we're not being taught, comes from low community low income communities, which is Black and brown. You know, and she is one person out of a million people out of the world that's just fighting the battle of, you know what I mean, poverty, low income, teaching the morals, teaching the values, and the responsibility, basically, man. If anything, man, we would like you guys to learn from this platform on all the segments that we have done, from every topic that we have touched, coming down and relating to situations like this, or not situations, but inspirational, you know, topics like this.
Let me cut in, Big D, and I want to thank you because this is what me and Big D planned to do when we brought this platform together. You know what I mean? We talked about it a lot. That's why it's called Let's Talk About It, even though everyone else says Let's Talk About It. We want to talk about real topics, you know what I mean? And each week we've given you that. Some have been a little less, some of, like this one is really important, I think. And this was the whole reason for this. You know, we don't want to get on here and just talk about, you know, average stuff. We want to hope to build and teach and, you know, all of us help us to be better. You know what I mean? Because we're never too old to learn and to be better people. You know what I mean? So I'm glad we were talking about this and Big D brought this topic to the table.
Right. And, you know, I don't take no credit for anything, Pops. You know what? This is your platform, man. But it goes to show you again, you know, it's not just only finances. We all also need support, you know, and that's what we do. In some sense, I hate to say money does bring support and relationship, but it also brings bad support and bad relationship as well. So, you know, we're trying to make this one in a situation where, you know, the young need the guidance. You know, the young need to be taught and, you know, to be educated. You know, a lot of people think that educated, we're not trying to live by a fast dollar these days. I know many of us can come on here and be entrepreneur, right? Everybody loves a good talker, right? But nobody loves a good listener. And, you know, just by this topic, I saw the segment and I was like, man, I was listening because I was inspired that this woman's don't has any children. Not only she's making a comfortable salary, but she has innovated herself to find herself a part-time job, which is social media, whatever it is. Hey, YouTube, shout out to YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, or whatever you do. But it just takes one person out of a lot of people to say like, hey, you know what, this is it. But the touching part to me is that she's touching children. She's not, you know, I know it says she's teaching the youth and so forth, but, you know, this is a little bit more before the youth. This is our young kids. You got to understand a lot of us grew up in that type of poverty. So there's a relationship. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have a father. My mom didn't buy me barely anything. She was too busy getting high on the money, on the welfare system and, you know, contributing to her habits and her addictions. You know, so I was being neglected and, you know, being robbed at the same time. But, you know, if my mom would have kept her money and constricted and shown me the value of money, then maybe I would have learned something, not necessarily saying I needed my mother and my father. Hey, but, you know, two wrongs, you know, don't make it right. And if the two rights, you know, are wrong, then they can, you know, at some sense, teach you the value, you know, of money, how to be development, because it brings character. Did you not listen to say that she teaches one of her students how to be a doorman? That part, that right there is very humbling for me, man, because, you know, in the real world, nobody wants to be a doorman. Not everybody. There's not really a high salary cap for that job. You know what I'm saying? Everything else is based on education. You know, not everybody's going to be based on freaking, I'm going to be a YouTube star, because if that's what you think, then you're selling yourself.
That's like being a rapper.
A rapper, a musician.
Everyone wants that's not going to happen. It's not really reality. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And a lot of it comes from, as she says, that she was relating to these children. See, a lot of us, we have to relate, people. That's what brings the community, because it doesn't matter. Like, look at, she's breaking even color barriers. You know what I'm saying? She is Black. She's reaching brown. And these are the things that, you know, I admire. These are the things that I could follow. These are the things that if I ever meet this woman, I'll be like, you know what? I really respect you on what you do. I don't care if you're white, Black, Asian, this and that, but, you know, you got the power. You got it. You got my support. Right. You know, I want you to teach many of these kids, you know, teaching children, you know, the value, because as I mentioned, a lot of us come from poor communities.
Hey, let me play this one. We got another one here where another teacher is kind of doing the same thing with a little bit of older kids, you know what I mean, at that age where they need to start knowing these things, and she's doing it as well. So let's take a look at this clip.
Would you rather drive to work if it cost you $150 per month to park, or Would you rather catch the metro and it's only going to cost you $25?
I'm gonna take the metro.
While students may not need to know an algebraic expression to get through life's events, they will have to know how to budget their money, what good credit is. Every day of their life, every student will have to face making a financial decision.
All right, everyone sit down.
Money is traditionally something that's not talked about. It's taboo. And so what we do with a lot of the assignments in financial literacy is try to start some conversations with families.
Good morning. You guys are working in pairs today, so fine.
If you look at today's economy, more than half of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. 1 in 3 households don't even have a written budget.
When we first started learning about financial literacy, I was definitely scared because I was like, whoa, I'm growing up. But it's pretty beneficial, especially if you're trying to get a debit card, first job, eventually building credit.
I started working at the age of 14, so I pay some bills with my parents when I really need help. The class has helped me learn like what I should look at when I get my check.
I cover a myriad of topics: investing, depository institutions, debt management.
So today we're going to be talking about managing your money. This is called the 20 bean game. The beans will represent your salary, and you're going to have to decide where I am going to spend this money. So you're going to be adulting for a minute.
Students were given 2 sheets where they had to allocate beans to certain categories, 6 of which were mandatory, such as housing, clothing, food.
Each category has a couple of options. If you want to eat at home, it's 1 bean. If you want to go out all the time, it's 3 beans.
Do we want like our own house? Do we want to share with our family? Sure. So we're going cheapo on there?
You're not gonna be using beans, obviously. Like, you're gonna be using money, but it's showing you how to like budget your money.
Okay, time's up. We're now getting ready to start round 2. I have a spin wheel here.
So basically, the wheel would spin and then like something would happen.
Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Your microwave broke and you need to replace it. Take off 1 bean.
What? Hold on.
From anywhere. You have to decide where to take a bean.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Make sure that your star categories are still covered.
Take that out. Bye, babe.
Okay, my wheel is going around again. Your car needs new tires. If you do not have a car, you do nothing.
I guess we're just gonna have to go with no phone.
No, but like we need a phone.
Okay, we'll just move to limited data.
Okay.
Stop.
Broken leg.
Wow, fun.
If you do not have health insurance, take off 3 beans. You all didn't have health insurance. Why?
We didn't think we would break our leg.
You didn't. That's why you have insurance. All right, let's go to one more scenario.
Stop.
You picked up a part-time job in the gig economy. You may be doing Lyft, DoorDash. Add 2 beans anywhere on your board. I like what you said, Logan. Logan said, do we learn? Do we get health insurance now?
The students were able to see these are decisions that their parents, their guardians have to make on a daily basis.
How many of you thought that you wanted to live on your own? After playing this game, how many of you still believe you want to live on your own?
I changed my mind about owning a car because you had to have auto insurance, pay for gas.
Out of all my classes, financial literacy might be the one class that I think I need the most when I become an adult.
I had a student tell me, I understand taxes now, and I can go home and talk to my parents about it and explain to them what they need to do. It is my most fervent hope these students go out into the world with a greater understanding of how money truly affects every aspect of their life and make wise decisions about using that money.
We are back. Man, that's again kind of high school students, getting them ready. And classes like that, again, we didn't even have, so I think this is dope and definitely the future and what they need more of, getting students prepared for real life. You know what I mean? Credit, debt, all these things that, we didn't learn about, man. Already starting credit, like Amanda said, her son started, teaching, getting your, daughter or son a credit card early and kind of showing them what it is and how it works. We got credit cards finally when we learned about them first, I know I just blew mine up immediately. You know what I mean? I didn't know what it meant to budget it and build the credit. You know what I mean? I'm just like, oh, I got this free money, go spend it. You know, so you were already in debt early.
Right. And what's crazy is that is how the transition even started. As we mentioned, it started from third graders to high school students. So, there's progression. You know what I'm saying? Teach it. There's a community, because I remember back in the days, I don't know, like you said, you don't remember certain things that would educate us and teach us what the next topics and jobs were, what was hot. But I remember going to a welding class, a wood shop class, a ceramic class. And I even remember in the early 90s, late 80s, they, typing was coming in because computers were barely coming out.
Right. We had a computer class. You're right. Yep.
So basically the school has always been, or I should say, United States, of America has always trying to be the top notches of schools and educating, our community and so forth, from poor to riches. To tell you the truth, it's just how sometimes the privilege are some other communities as far as being raised, because if you want to go to the big schools that have, the best education, you got to pay money unless you are very educated in certain circumstances. And that's why these programs are very important, so we could teach our kids from starting young, the value and appreciation of money. And if you look at two of these videos, it's extended from elementary base, school. We go through a process. We go through what is it? The school that we're young, right? From first to sixth, we go to elementary, from junior high to high school. And then what's next after that is college, So at that pace, that's why we're always enforcing and emphasizing to our children is like, hey, go get an education. So you could beat the low income system, but you got to understand at the same time, a lot of us as children come from a dysfunctional household too.
That's a fact. And it's harder for, I would say, boys. Not saying it's not as hard for girls, but more so for boys, because boys are easily distracted. You know what I mean? And can start roaming to where, like you said, we did have certain classes, but I know at that time we weren't even trying to do them. You know what I mean? We were thinking about some other shit. You know what I mean? So it's like,
I was too busy looking good, homie.
Exactly. I wasn't trying to, I'm just keeping it real. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it was those times. It's still these times. You know what I mean? But I know now they just have a lot more, they have a lot more out there for the youth to get involved in, and programs to help them if they are slipping and fading away. You know what I mean? Nowadays, kids, they really do have all they need right there if they want to get it. You know what I mean? But sometimes it's hard, and you have to, maybe work a little harder or work on certain kids a little harder to get them there. But that's why we need good teachers that really care, because it's sad to say, in these systems and a lot of these schools that we come up in, or in the poor communities, the teachers, not saying they don't care, but they may not have the time, the extra time. They got like 30, however many kids in their class, and 17, 18 of them are bad. You know what I mean? Well, they need extra attention. So she can't focus on the things like this lady was doing, because she's just trying to keep the class tamed. And, hey, you over here, you stop it, and you all this. Yeah, it's hard for a lot of these teachers nowadays, man. That's a real.
Right, because you know what? The odds are against them, bro. There's one good teacher out of, not to say that there's bad teachers, but there's teachers, honestly, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I remember one of my sciences teacher coming in junior high, and he goes, you know what? As long as you check in like 5 times out of this semester, I don't care what happens to you after that, because we're getting paid no matter what. I had teachers tell me, hey, I don't care. This is your education. From here, you're going to go out of my class. I ain't going to see you next year, and I'm going to keep getting paid, and you're going to keep failing, dude. That's a reality.
Yeah.
That's a reality, right there and then, he caught me in a concept where it's like, I really didn't understand where he was coming from, because at that time I didn't give a flying weasel. Right. You know what I'm saying? But then again, when I started getting older now, I was like, I need money to survive. When I started going to my mom and other people, like, hey, are you going to buy me clothes? Are you going to buy me this? And I was already 16, 17, not understanding the value of money, and don't even know what work is, because I didn't see my mom working. I just seen her getting a certain check from the government. I thought I had the same concept too, and was going to get the same loving from the government, but it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the sad part, Big D, that a lot of us find out too late. Like me and you, and I'm sure a lot of other people, we had to start late, and play catch up now. You know what I mean? Like, gotta catch up later because we wasted so much time. Like, if that's the thing I do wish. I don't regret a lot of things because it happened how it happened. But if I could go back and do that part better, I would, homie. Like, really, because now you have a better start at life. You know what I mean? When we're running around and running the streets and fucking around, you know, all this time. Then when it's time, when all the dust settles and the smoke clears, you realize, man, I'm out here all alone, homie, and no one's gonna help you. You know, and then now you got to play catch up and start over. Or if you got felonies, you got to deal with that. You know, it's a lot of shit out here against us, man. You know, but that's why, again, it needs to start from young to teach. You know, really young, like the 3rd, 2nd grade. You know, to instill some certain things in these kids where they have a sense of purpose. You know what I mean, and want to be something. You know what I mean, even when they think they can't.
Right. Well, you got to understand the concept, man. You know, the lady said it herself, man. Children are easy to learn and to adapt. You can manipulate a kid to do anything they want. If you want to tell him that he's a G.I. Joe soldier at 6 years old, or she's going to be a ballet dancer, do gymnastics, they're going to believe you. You know, they're going to straight out believe you. You know, it's the participation and following through that this teacher, Shelby, has done an extent and has done a great job of doing it. You know what I mean? She has found the concept. Not only that, she made teaching fun for not only her children. You could see her getting emotional, that she was just like, man, it's hard for people to teach, you know, good value. Why is that? Why is that?
That's $1 million question.
Why is that? Why does somebody else got to teach me the good value, but not my mom, not my dad, not my grandma, not my uncle, and this and that? You know what I'm saying? It's somebody else that is interested, that'll make an impact. That's the concept I always think of. The greatest homies of all is Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? Educating us and taught us the value of love and respect. And once you learn the easy concepts of life and teaching kids in a generational, guess what? The generation next after that will have an understanding and know the values and the respect, not only for everybody else, but for themselves, bro.
Preach, Big D.
It's just crazy, man. You know, and it's beautiful how Diddy came up with that other, you know, edited video, man, showing that it could translate from us elementary kids to high school. Instead of teaching our kids, you know, there's no color line. You know, I'm not disrespecting anybody or whatever. You know, I'm being honest. I'm keeping it real. You know, instead of teaching us other generation how to, you know, grab and take everything, rob jewelry stores, go into the malls, take purses, take this, take that. I mean, where's the value? So we're teaching our kids now, social media, exploiting it and teaching our kids how to rob and steal and take that chance of going to jail. Is that the value and the morals we have really taught our next generation, to be honest with you? I mean, who's teaching that part?
That's a fact.
You know, I forgot. Oh, you turn 18. So now, you know, all that young teaching that, you know, you were looking for and searching for all your life, guess what? It's gone now, because now you got charges against you. Or now, guess what? When you're into those kind of situations, you don't go 10%. You know, you steal one store, you're going to steal many, dog. You know what I mean? And now you become, and you gain the concept of the streets. And now the streets are teaching and educating, teaching to the next education where you can't even get out of, to tell you the truth.
Right. House said one thing that came in handy in school was auto mechanics, electronics, and auto body. That's dope. Obviously, that stayed with you, House. You know, that's dope. I don't remember having an auto mechanics.
I remember that they had that, but I was never really.
That's why I say maybe I didn't seek it. Yeah, like maybe they had stuff, and I just definitely wasn't looking for it. That's probably what it was. You know what I mean?
You know, if they would have had a drive-by class, it may be. You know what I mean?
That was fucked up. I was out of there, but I didn't even, man. I ain't. Hey, man, but yeah, it was different, man. But I'm just so happy today that we can talk about this, man, and see these kids now, because, like they always say, the children are the future. That's some real talk, and we see now whether it's gonna go good or bad, and a lot of it is going bad with this new generation of kids, man. It's sad to say, you know what I mean. But it is a lot of good too that obviously we're seeing right here, man. So it's like it's unbalanced, I think, right now, man. So we really, really need this, because how things are going right now, like I said, it's a lot of bad kids out there. It's a lot of bad, but it's a lot of good. And then you see where technology, you see where the future is going. It's AI, like everything is computer and stuff like that. It is a lane out there for a lot of these kids to learn, because really the kids are the one that kicking all this stuff, all this technology. We learned that later. We learned this and the kids already had it. A lot of this stuff we learned from the kids. You know what I mean? So it's like they have that lane, and that really is the future technology, and we see it now. And it's sad to say a lot of people are going to get left behind. You know what I mean? So it is really important to get on this now and with your kids, man, and really get involved with them with learning the future, because that's where it's at. You know what I mean? Like I said, man, a lot of us are being left behind now. It's steady moving every single day. We see it, even with shit we do with technology and this YouTube. A lot of the stuff we do, we see it move. We talk about that, BD. How can we learn better stuff and thumbnails and just little small shit? You know what I mean? Stuff is moving every day.
And that's what, you know, these two clippings and these two teachers were doing. They were challenging these kids. They were brainstorming and picking at their mindset. You know, that's what they were teaching them, the value. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you know, today you can't afford to eat out, but you can afford to eat in. You know what I'm saying? Look at the concept of how we live today. I'm going to be honest with you. It's whether I put gas or I buy a piece of meat.
Right.
Look, I'm already going to be.
It is that bad where it's either or. Sometimes it's good. But a lot of times, some days it is like that. What am I going to do here? How am I going to do this? I'm going to get gas, buy this food. I'm going to do this.
Homeboy.
Get out. I'm going to pay that.
That is bullshit.
Let this one wait later and pay this other one right now.
That is fucking bullshit, dude. Excuse my language, people, but that is bull crap. You know what I mean? Some of us don't have memory lane where, you know, we grew up in the white picket fence and our mothers left this for us and left that for us. I didn't get it like that, man. And I'm not mad at those who have it like that. You know what I'm saying? More power to you. And and even to the ones who are learning and still striving and trying to get it. You know, it's never too late. As you can see, you know, this beautiful one, this Shelby has took the concept. It doesn't matter how old or how young. Just understand the concept, and that's what we're not teaching ourselves. How are we supposed to teach our children if we don't even know what to teach them, bro?
Facts. That's a fact.
You know, your child comes in, she's all, hey, you know, hey, Dad, can you help me with these fractions? And you don't know a damn thing about it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
You know, there's some still adults to this day don't even know how to read English. You know, they don't even know how to read, and they're born here in America. It's just like, are you serious? So that kind of tells you. But then again, we got to understand there is low income communities that are out there. You know, you know, we always hear the terminology, right? There's a low income community, there's the rich, there's the poor, you know, there's the mid. You know, there's always a concept in what category do we fall in. A lot of us want to be in the, you know, the high rich value, you know, making money. But then again, we don't really have no trait or nothing back to based upon. You know, a lot of us, I didn't have $1 million. My mom didn't leave me on the wheel. Or, you know, I struggled with an abusive family. You know, I didn't have a good support system or so forth. There is so many reasonings, and they're not even excuses, to tell you the truth, because, you know, I live in reality, man. You know, and I'm a victim to how, you know, this topic even came and is even being brought out to right now to, you know, to y'all, to tell you the truth, man, because nobody taught me the value of the money. Didn't know. I just thought it was a check that was going to come in from the government and we cash it and that's it. You know, we're going to get the government cheese. We're going to, you know, the first 2 weeks of the month are good. And the last 2 weeks of the month, we're struggling. You know, it's just like, man. And it was a beautiful thing, like I said, man, to see Shelby come in from South Carolina, educator that's just teaching children. And even as you guys seen the other one, you know, as teenagers coming in, understanding the value and the responsibility. I think if anything comes to money, we got to know it's responsibility. That's just basically what it is. It's whether you're going to go to Vegas or you're going to stay home. And most of us, we go to Vegas.
Facts. That's a fact. That's a fact. Wow, hook me up with some government cheese, Big D. Man,
just keep
even
it
what do you think about even say like us, even today, Richard Rodriguez, salute, thank you for tapping in. School teaching standards have dropped. They don't even teach how to write cursive anymore. Now, I've heard of that because they're replacing stuff with the computers now or the tablets to where they're not going to learn really cursive because they're typing everything. But to be, and that's a fact. But to be fair and safe, that's what's going on anyway. We rarely write ourselves anymore, unless we rarely everything from typing on our phone to text messages to sending emails. You know what I mean? We rarely write ourselves anymore, unless we're jotting down something. Very rarely do we even write ourselves. You know, that's what I think is, again, technology and things are going forward to where, yeah, you're right. We very, like right now, Big D, can you go locate a pen just out the top of your right now? You know, you have a pen right here. You know, you can write down. You probably have to go find a pen somewhere. Okay, my man, right? He's already my man. See, but we still appreciate some of these things. Like me, I got a pen. I write even my rap certain stuff. You know, rather than a phone. You know, I'm kind of new to that. I'm kind of doing that a little bit, but I like to write stuff down myself too. I still just like to tag. I may just write on my phone. You know how we do, Big D. We might hit the hood up right here, just fucking around, right? But it is moving towards that though, where they not having who still writes checks, right, Denise? Even checks. Your bank is going to give you a checkbook, but when is the last time you wrote a check? I got the checkbook up there.
A money order.
Even money, or even when I send to the homies, look, Western Union, a homie wants me to send something, I can do it through my phone, bro. So you're not even sending money orders anymore, cashing checks from the bank, because everything is direct deposit, right? So that's kind of where it is and where it's going.
Right.
These are old school. It's a few people that keep it, you know, just like Leota said, he pays everything in cash. You know, I used to be the one that just kept cash, you know, when I was in the streets. Now that I'm not, I don't like to keep money on me, homie, because I know I'm gonna spend it. If I got cash in my pocket, I'm gonna spend it faster. You know what I'm saying? So I just keep my card. You know, so it's a lot of different things, man.
Yeah, and it's funny. That's what I'm saying. She was building on that concept shit, right? The first clipping was based on like, hey, you got to pay, you got to buy food for the house, you got to have gas. It's called responsibilities, basically, man. You know, a lot of people, you know, my parents were not. I only had a single parent, you know, unfortunately, but she didn't teach me responsibility and the understanding of the concept of value of money. You know, shout out to my cousin Richard Rodriguez. That's my people right there. Thanks for.
I agree. I wasn't saying that, Richard, you weren't wrong. I agree, bro. I'm just saying that's where it's going. And you're right. We should know how to write. Your kids should know how to write their name, you know, in cursive. And because even that was big, right? We learned how to write first, regular letters, and then we learned cursive. We thought we were doing it right when we learned cursive. And some, it took us harder to get better. You know, I knew some people that could write cursive beautiful. I never was one that could just write real good. I could sign my name now good, but I never was a great cursive writer. I used to like, especially females, they were hard, bro. They could just like write beautiful. You know what I mean? So yeah, kids need to learn that.
Right. You know, that's very true, Pops. I remember my handwriting is shitty.
They said I had chicken scratch, homie.
I just scribble. You know what I mean? Just scribble. You know, and honestly, Monica, she writes beautiful, but she got that writing from being in prison. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, our adolescents, you know, will teach you because you have nothing but time and you're trying to better yourself. So it becomes, you know, a place where you're trying to better yourself in a predicament and a place where you're like, man, what else can I do? You know, so why do we have to go to prison? Why do we have to be a low income community? Why would you set yourself and settle on welfare and settle for the less, to tell you the truth? I mean, yeah, you could work at McDonald's. Even now, look at the concept now, right? So the fast food places, they're going to raise their prices, right? So let's just say they're making $25, $30 an hour. So a guy or a girl who goes to college and she's trying to make the $100,000 mark, but finding out that this guy's at McDonald's going to make more effing money than me.
Right.
I'm going to go to college, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, that doesn't mean I might as well work at McDonald's and just flip burgers all day. Not to say that that's bad, because shout out to the freaking the workers who do flip burgers and all that stuff. You know, it should have been recognized a long time ago. But I don't have to go to school now. I just go flip a burger.
But look, Big D, I'm glad you spoke on that, because that's a good point, because I do think they definitely needed to raise that minimum wage, right? But I think economy as a whole and the government as a whole need to adapt and work with that, how the economy, because look, we know the economy raises every year. Shit goes up, your rent goes up every year, this goes up, but your job ain't paying you no more. Like if you still, some jobs are not, you know what I mean? They may give you a little raise here and there, but everything should be according to the economy. And even your minimum wage McDonald's workers should be able to at least, of course, you know you work at McDonald's, so you're not going to be living this type of way, but you should be at least, if you work every day 40 hours, you should be able to, you know, make enough to pay some type of rent to live somewhere, man. You know what I mean? So I think the government needs That's stuff we need to talk about. It's stuff that needs to be worked on to accommodate people. Everyone should be able to live somewhere and have comfortably, man. If you work a job and go to work 40 hours a week, man, you should be able to at least live. You know what I mean? And a lot of people can't do that, especially a McDonald's job, but even jobs that are a little bit higher, like they used to be. There's no middle class anymore. It's either lower or higher. Rich or you're poor. You're barely making it check to check, period.
You know, if I could make $100,000 working at McDonald's, man, instead of going to college and all that, man, I picked the wrong profession already, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what, you know, some of this topics is about tonight, to tell you the truth, man. You know how much life has changing, to tell you the truth, man. You know, the economy is changing, you know, the rates, the values, the money, you know, as we could mention, gas was just $1 back then. You know, now we're talking about $3, $4, $5. Who in the hell went to school and thought about that shit? You know what I'm saying? Right. You know, it just took the profession. They look at the numbers and they're saying, hey, you know what? Since the economy is raising up and so forth, we could hit the low class, we could hit the middle class, and the rich don't have a problem paying. You know what I'm saying? That's where contention comes in, as learning the value of money. And Miss Shelby,
what do you think about like people who can have? And no, I'm just not saying it to get on them or whatever. You can have as much money as you want. That's how the world works. It's hard, but it's fair. You know what I mean? You can make as much as you want. But you have a billionaire. You have a lot of billionaires out there right now that have more billions than you have people in the world. But we still have a very high poverty. And I'm only saying that in two ways, because it's two sides of that. Because a lot of people say you should help people, we should do that, but a lot of people you can't help. You can give them $1,000 a day and make, you know, they'll be broke next week. So we know that. But how do we get to a part where we have certain, again, it's really uneven. You know what I mean? You have a real higher poverty and lower income rate than you do people that are, and then those few people that are very, very rich, very, very wealthy, homie. Where do we go with that?
I think that we need to have more people like this woman and these beautiful teachers, and give them a little bit more publicity, showcasing, and just as we're doing tonight, you know, give them a little bit, exploiting their talent on what they do. I mean, herself says she has made another income, reaching 800,000 subscribers, 800,000. Or whether it's TikTok, YouTube, whatever she's doing, and she found out another way of money, you know. But at the same time, she is not deserting, you know, her cube. Right. She is staying where her money is being made at, and that's her passion in teaching kids.
Because she been like, shit, I came up now, I'm good. But fall back a little bit, not doing it as much. She's still right there.
Right, because it's more of a value when it becomes a relationship, teaching young kids and the next generation how to value themselves, man. That's just basically it. My mama didn't teach me how to save this. My daddy didn't teach me how to save that. My papa, my grandma didn't teach me how to understand, you know, the value of money. Instead of, you know, that's why a lot of rappers, man, when they come across income, they get those big checks, they're buying cars, houses, and the next thing you're broke, bro. Yep. They don't understand the concept or the value of it. You know, they see fast money, quick money, and people don't understand. Money comes and goes, man. You know, I could probably blow 30 million in 20 years, easy, and be poor. You hear these marks, you hear these contentions, you hear these freaking people come out. I was a millionaire before, and now I'm broke.
Right.
Because $1 million today ain't shit.
$1 million ain't shit like it used to be. You used to say, man, if you had $1 million nowadays, not to say I wouldn't need it. You know, it's good, but it ain't what you think it is. Because by the time you get it, depending on how you get it, unless you just get it in straight cash. But if you get a check for $1 million right now, a third of that is already going to be going off the top to Uncle Sam. You know what I mean? And then, right after that, you know, you're going to do your thing and all that. But then you're going to have so many people. It's so much to really think about and sit up and manage, man. If you don't already have a plan for that $1 million, like you said, it will be going pretty fast because you're going to, up top, enjoy yourself. You know what I mean? But then you got to look. 1,000 people now, you know, with their hand out, family members, and it's so much, you know what I mean? And it can make you feel bad because people can make you feel bad. You're rich, you know what I mean? They ain't. So, I mean, it's a lot that comes with that.
That's true. I mean, check this out. But then again, there is some rappers that understand the concept and the value of money. If you look at Master P,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got people who buy real estate, you know. You
A
got
lot of those Big D, some of those, what I've learned too, though, are cats that were already kind of there before. They were already, even if they were street dudes, they were real hustlers that were, you know, they kind of already had that instilled with them, homie, already. So those are the ones that kind of do better. They were already like that, you know, to an extent.
I seen it where drug dealing was done in front of my grandmother's pad for years, and saw drug dealers make a certain amount of money, and then next thing you know, they invested.
Right.
They invested, and they were able to walk away from the game and have true value and still living in the same roof and have money and value under their name and under their purpose, you know, because they bought property. Anybody will tell you, man, how do you make money? You know, go buy the land. You know, go buy the land. Go buy the land. You know, you need money, make money. Buy this part of the land. You can put apartment duplex. You can put a 5-bedroom, buy a community, whatever. You know, because later on, as the world keeps on growing, the value of money is going to increase. You know what I'm saying? Just like everything else, gas, food.
That's the big thing that we can have, property, our homes, you know, but we're not taught that. Even people are inherited their homes from their siblings when they pass, and they don't know what to do with it. You know what I mean? Or they may lose it just because they ain't keeping up the taxes, you know what I mean? Or they may sell it, you know what I mean? So things like that are important, you know what I mean? But it's not easy to do. But that is the most important thing, investing in privacy. To House talk about that, you know what I mean? But these are things that need to be taught to us because we don't know them.
Right. And as you can see in between the two clippings, data will prove everything. You guys can go research this yourself. You guys could just, data, information is value, man. Because if you don't know, now you know. That's big as, main hit right there, man. If you don't know, now you know. Because if you don't know, you're never gonna know. But if you know now, it's because you don't know.
You don't gotta go read a book and all that. You can Google you could Google about 60% of shit, man, and find it on Google, dog. Or go on YouTube and learn yourself. They could show you how to change your motor, your transmission out, change your oil, your tire, right there on a few buttons you tap, man. So it's really not that much of an excuse anymore.
Yeah. I mean, this and it has no color line. It doesn't care if you're black. Money don't care what color you are, man. All money cares about is the color green.
Hell no.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. And a lot of us in contention, we try to better ourselves and try to prove something. You know what I mean? To whom? To what? To what? To what caliber? I got to make this money to be better than him. I got to do this to show that I have more. Man, where have we gone from? I thought everything that we made was to provide for our families and to be in secret and humility, man. You know what I'm saying? I still go around, I see a homeless man. If I have it, I'm going to give it. If I could buy him something, bless him and this and that, because it's better to give than to receive. The Bible talks about the rich man, right? The rich man comes to Jesus and says, hey, man, what do I need to do to walk with you to your community and do whatever I had to do? He says, lose all your money and give it away. And the homie said, hell no, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me my money and give me my riches is everything. See, I'm not trying to say, we're not even trying to say, or I'm not trying to say even money is important. All I'm saying is the responsibility of the value and the information of money. Okay, I'm not saying you have to go be rich to be a better person. Hell no. I'm just saying you'll be a better person if you know how to, delegate your feria. Because you could give to here, you could give to there. There's enough for everybody. And a lot of these billionaires, millionaires, they don't understand that concept because greed is a mofo.
Greed, that's the biggest, greed, man. That's the biggest fucking, I don't want to say, it's like, I don't want to say almost like a drug. Greed, though, kills because someone can, when you're greedy and you have greed, that's not a good thing. Even if you have it all, if you have greed within you, that's not a good thing.
It's not, man. Growing up in a poverty community is not great. The environment is already a hustle. It's a struggle. We were not raised in good targeting positions and being put in some good conditions, in positions. A lot of these communities are pretty much have a low poverty conduct that says they have every liquor store in the corner. Like, they have all the weed shops, they got all the vape shops and everything, to a community that's, that's trying to rise and make better than themselves. And hey, they ain't going to give it no way. And they're going to make it easy because why? Because they know we're not teaching our communities. Didn't the lady in the statistics say that why is it that it's 5 and 6% of our Latino and Black communities, why the other communities 20% higher than we are? I mean, the statistics are there. If you guys are not paying attention, man, it's just like boom. It's just, in other words, if you come from a mid or low community, probably 1 out of 10, maybe 1 or 2 are gonna make it. You know, you come from a rich community, man, I say like 6, 7 of them are gonna make it. Why? Because they're based around that. You know, they have enough to encourage them. They have enough programs, boys and girls clubs, after school programs, you know, better teachers, better educators, and so forth. And you find 1 out of 100, 1 out of a dozen that will come out and say, hey, you know what? I come from a low income community and I'm just trying to teach, you know, whoever I can, you know, based on my thing. And you never find no help for her. I mean, I'm just very blessed to, you know, mention, you know, this beautiful, you know, these clippings and so forth, and we could talk about it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and shout out to homie Big D, Big Dad. He said, build your credit, pay your bills on time, pay off your house, and live retire. And yeah, and that's great, and that sounds good, Big Deb. But that's why we're saying too. But a lot of these things need to be taught and started early, because you know you can't just wake up tomorrow and have your credit right and have your bills paid on time and your house paid off and retire. You know what I mean? It takes a lot to get there. A lot of mistakes and roadblocks and, you know, things of that nature. And some people are starting later doing that because they may have to fix their credit. You know,
they didn't have another thing that I got from is the support system. A lot of us, you know, got into these kind of conditions, and, you know, where we're barely learning at 40, 50s, 30s, you know, in our late 40s, 30s, because we didn't have that support system. So this, you know, these 2 clippings, we're talking about people who invest and show their supporting system at a young age. So whenever they hit that milestone, when hard times do come, they're ready for it financially. Right. You know, that is a thing. And a lot of us, we don't come from that type of, or my mother or my grandmother or my father or my grandfather taught us those morals and values. You know, the best thing that was teaching me when I was being raised was my uncle was selling drugs across the street. Yeah, I seen a gang of money, but I thought he was working a 9 to 5. It was just that easy until I got older and understand the consequences of that, you know, going to jail, you know, death, you know, getting robbed. Who wants to work at a situation where you're going to get robbed and killed at the same time and you're polluting your community by selling drugs and so forth? You know, a lot of us grew up in that kind of, you know, environment too. So, you know, we're just talking about how these young, you know, teachers that are taking their time and their talent and not only raising young communities, but also helping their community as far as elderly, young, mid-aged people, because I learned a lot from those clippings, man.
Hey, what do you think about this? Even too, Big DD, I said Big D. DD says, I want some chickens. Like people taking it back to where they, you know, because we seen that too when we were young. We didn't understand it, but like people, yeah, some neighbors or people that had like their own stuff growing in the back. You know what I mean? And all that. Do you think it's good to like take it back even to that and teach that type of stuff to growing your own food, fruits, vegetables, even chickens? You know what I mean? What do you think about that part?
Well, as you heard, let me mention again, did you not hear the clipping? The children are willing to learn. You know what I'm saying? They're willing to learn. If you could teach them how to plant a seed, you teach a kid that, I mean, they're not going to learn from that. Oh, I could grow oranges from this. I mean, it's fucked up how we understand the concept. Oh, I could grow some weed. Shit, you know what I mean? Really? You know what I'm saying? Really?
Yeah. Right.
Really? Like, I mean, you know, it's double standards. So, in all, I hope that makes sense on what your question is.
But because they're not showing that growing your own fruit and vegetables can make you money as well. They want to grow weed because they know that can make me a lot of money.
Right. Well, you got to understand, man. You know, it's just children are, you know, they love the challenges, man. As a kid, you don't remember, you know, trying baseball games, trying to ride a bike and all that. They love the challenges, man, because it builds, you know, encouragement in them. You know what I mean? They learn how to grow as a child. You know what I'm saying? You could teach a kid how to make crack cocaine, man, and he'll be good at it. You know what I'm saying? It's the concept.
Yeah, some people that know how to cook good.
It's the concept. You know, how'd you learn how to cook, my boy? You know what I mean? I've been cooking since I was 11, homie. Like, what?
They can
You're
cook.
my plug, dog. You're my plug. You know what I mean?
And some people that you went to straight to cook, they knew how to cook the dope good. You know, so that's crazy though, right? But it's true.
I mean, we're just saying, let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? We are just talking about it, people. But, you know, depending on what thing, that's what I'm saying, you know, going out to Big Dev, you know, it doesn't matter what kind of environment it is, you know, hopefully that we could get You know, the kids that go to, you know, a lot of kids, they're innocent and they're already coming to school already with a lot of challenges, right? A lot of us, you know what I mean? We're not fed right. You know,
And you don't even know what they're going through. You don't know
You're
this
not-
kid didn't even eat last night, bro.
You don't. You
Or
don't.
you know your kids, you struggle with other kids messing with, may not have the best clothes or they're teasing you. So how can you think about education when you're getting teased all day?
You don't. You know, that's the real part of life, man. You know, I live in reality, man. I keep it real. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. But you would be surprised if somebody would come and invest a little bit in you. Hey, G-Lew, how are you doing today? Hey, Robert, like what's going on? Trying to break whatever that's keeping that negative tip. Those standards are what's imparting you going throughout life, man.
Right.
I mean,
teach them about God. That's another thing too. But they don't do. They're scared to do that in schools. You know what I mean? Unless you go to a private school. But we got to teach them about God real early and still God in them.
You know, because it's easy when a political man could go out there and say like, hey, well, within the next 4 years, since we're going to cut budget, there's going to be maybe a few break-ins and a few this. I mean, he's already predicting him being God and telling what your community was being about. But if he would have told that kid about God like 10 years ago, maybe he would not be robbing and stealing and understand the values besides money. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying money is everything. We're just saying that these teachers are teaching them the value of money. You know, they say money grows on trees, man. Does it?
Oh, it doesn't.
You know?
No, it's not.
It
fair
does.
to say it does.
In all retrospect, it does.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah, it does. It does. But you can't get it off the tree and make it spin though.
But it's not freshly made, man. The cut is not there. I can't go to my tree out there and just pull $100 out.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you think life's gonna be taught like that, that's why that whole concept is there. You know, money doesn't grow on trees. It doesn't. You know, colleges are important. Teachers are important. Parents are the most important. To tell you the truth,
most. She said the first budgets that they cut is a school or education.
Why? It's true. DD is on point with that. Why? Why they target our kids, man? Why they hurt? Why are they hurt our next generation? Why? Because it's easy. That's why. You know what I'm saying? Because they give the responsibility to the parents. You know, that's it. That's why it goes to show us as parents, we have to be the first response, the first image, the first teacher to our household. You can't go expect Mr. Riazi from science class to teach a kid everything about science because he has 30 other kids to teach throughout the whole semester. You know what I mean? You're going to win some and you're going to lose some, man.
Well, I think it's important too to go back, and I'm just speaking this because I know it's hard and it's not easy because it's just what it is, the reality. But going back to having, you know, maybe two parents in the home, man. And I know that's hard. I know it was when we came up, but you're a good example of that, you and Monica, because you've seen the difference now when you're able to raise your daughter with both of you guys there, opposed to probably how you guys came up. A lot of us did. I know that was my problem. A lot of us, you don't have two households in the home because a lot of times you just may have your mom, and the mom's going hard, just maybe working all the time, or she may be effed up, you know, but it's hard when you only have one parent in the home, especially with boys and with girls, because girls, they're a little better, but girls do other stuff, you know, when they can become promiscuous and all this other stuff. So it's important, man, you know, but again, I know that's speaking lightly or because that's not easy, you know what I mean? But I think we need to get back to that too. If you know, just know when you're having kids, you know, the importance of it. But that's another thing we don't learn either. We don't learn early. Some of us thought just having kids were just having kids, and it was damn near cool to have a kid to had that kid. And you realize responsibility, and now you can't be there and all that, and that starts a whole nother thing, you know, a train wreck, you know. But we're not taught these things again, you know. But I commend you, Big D and Monica, and this is more what we need to get back to, you know, if we can.
Right. Nah, man, you know, like I said, man, I'm just trying to, you know, one of those one little needle out of the haystack, man, that's trying to make that impact, you know. And I appreciate you, you know, allowing us to have this platform, man, you know, to come out and to let's talk about, you know, things that are important to our communities and our families, to tell the truth instead of getting destroyed. I mean, things like this have been talked about for years, bro. For years, man. But at the same time, we're going to be pushing that positive narrative and show, you know, the reality and keep it real to society, man, that people do make changes. once again, I could combat and say like, hey, man, just hanging around with House of Tattoos that day, surrounding myself with positive people, with the same mindset, you'd be surprised what kind of impact me, you, him, her, them, they, I'm going to use the pronouns in a proper way, should I say, what we could do to our communities, man, wherever we're at, to tell you the truth.
That's the importance of having, like they say, real big homies, you know what I mean? And people like House are those type of people, man, where you can go somewhere, because we all know we can go to a party, we don't know what to expect, but to go there, like, you know what I mean, and have a guy like House to have that so positive. I know a lot of people didn't know what to expect. We're all gonna go get together, have some fun, but you got someone like House, man, who opens up his home but had everything in order, you know what I mean? That's like a real big homie to me, man. That's a real guy that's showing even us, because he's a little older, you know what I mean, how it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? So salute to you, House.
Yeah, these are the type of people that I could trust that will teach the next generation. We, the door's always open, man. I believe in open doors, you know what I'm saying? As far as we're going to do good, have good tendencies, going to the juvenile halls, going into the county jails, the prisons, whatever it is. We never know what is good in store. It doesn't matter how old you are. If we could teach our fathers and our mothers, even behind the systems, as soon as they get out, to teach their children, man, I could have robbed gospel. Then you got always, Denise is the pivotal of the shit goes down.
Right, be ready.
But as I mentioned, man, I see our community that that we surround ourselves. We learn from one another, man. We're breaking barriers. Shout out to freaking Denise Castillo and Mr. Hubby, doing his thing, man. I see them moving out, and Melvin is doing their things, man. So,
Melvin is another one that I look up to. When I see him, I just have respect. That's what you say. When we used to come up, we had like older homies and all that, but those are real ones, and he's classy, a first class guy right there, and still a real OG, keeps himself together, treats his family, obviously takes care of his family, and is just a real solid. Those are real, like I said again, real OGs right there, real ones, man.
Going down to Sonny that was there, Spanks that was there. These are older homies. House of Tattoos. Yes. These are the next generation that I'm pretty sure that would say like, hey, calmado to the younger generation. It's hard for us to say like, hey, don't go through these terms and don't put yourself in that situation because we walked it, but they don't understand the concept. Like, hey, there's responsibility and consequences at the same time. So these teachers are teaching these young kids at a young age the consequences of not saving your money. Right. You know what I'm saying? Not validating, not validating, and appreciating, the money of value, not to be greedy, because we all know that money does have another twist to it. Right. We can be greedy, with money, and don't think we don't have to help anybody. We could be very selfishness and say like, oh, the next effing person, why should I give to them when I work freaking hard for it? That mindset too, well, maybe the guy's house burned down and his whole family burned up except him. Now he's in a foster place. It's just like, hey, now do you understand? No, I don't. Why? Because you know what? You're already so caught up within your own. You don't care about nobody else, man, because you're already in comfort zone, man. Right. So it's just crazy, man. As I mentioned, going out through and watching this video and not realizing, what kind of conversation this was going to be tonight. But I'm glad that it turned out good, and I hope you guys understand the concept of it, man. It's just teach your kids. Not only the morals, but the value, and today's value is, I hate to say it's money, because sometimes it could be, taught in a bad way. You could buy drugs, make money, double up, just, you could buy cars, Louis Vuitton and this and that, but then again, you're barely paying your bill. You got no food to.
And then all that could be gone tomorrow. That's the crazy thing about that, what we learned too. You can have all that money from selling the dope or whatever, but if you come get raided or you come get popped, that's all gone, and they take it all, and they take all your shit you got with it too. You know what I mean? So you have nothing when it's all said and done. That's what we learn too. When we get on this other side of the legal shit, we learn that, hey, may not be as big and it may be slower, but you appreciate it more. That's why now when you work, you appreciate your money a little more. You're not going to go blow it. You're not going to go do this. Let's go do this and do that. You appreciate it more because you work for it. No,
Right. I mean, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys, right? You know, I'm gonna be 100, homie. Brenda, appreciate that. I'm gonna keep it real, man. You know, because of a surgery that I had a long time ago, you know, I was and you know, a couple lawsuits here and there. I was fortunate to come across, you know, more than $40,000-$50,000, man, to tell you the truth, bro. You know, yes, it took a concept. I had to take a beating for it. You know, I took a surgery and so forth. I had to go through delegation and make money. But to be honest with you, what I'm trying to share with you guys is that I don't got no effing money to show what, you know, 15, 20 years had, you know, brought me. I don't have none of it. None of the furniture I bought, TVs, jewelry or something. I mean, even Monica lost jewelry, to tell you the truth. We tell you about thousands of dollars, but it just put you out there, babe. My bad. But you know, it's just like instead of me
talk about it.
Yeah, instead of me putting 20 grand in a CD and save it for 20 grand so my money could double up, nobody taught me that. It's that simple.
And that's where and like you said, it's that simple, and that's where that small line could be blurred. Like you said, 20 years ago now, you could have that same money doubled or whatever, or tripled or half or whatever, where you'll still have something to show for, opposed to, like you said, it's gone. And we've all seen that too, come across good little sums of money here and there. And like you said, you may think at that time, oh, I'm good, I'm straight. But if you don't have a plan for it, even when you think you want to make it last and do all this, if you don't have a set plan for it to last, it will be gone, because you're just thinking, oh, I'm good. But in the meantime, without the plan, you're steady spending money. Money's going out and not coming in. And it's going faster because you think you got it like that.
Right. And I love what Lucio Aguilar said right there. It says we must teach kids to stay in school and not join gangs. That's just one of the problems right there, you know what I'm saying? But also because not every kid's a gang member these days, you know. It's an up and down since back in the 80s and 90s where, you know, gangs were the only way where children were able to escape was to go out on the streets. Now, like I said, if we have more boys and girls club, after school programs, teachers that care, people who are willing to invest, you know, it can't just be always the teachers. You know, how many of us have come across where, you know, our children's friends come in and they're hurting, man. You know, dad's throwing them out. You know, they don't understand. They put you in a predicament. You're like, oh, shoot, like I can't afford that kid, but I don't want her to be on the streets. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we want to be the ones, you know, like I said, the Bible says to be the lender, not the borrower. I mean, that's biblical. That's straight Bible right there. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's better to give than to receive. Why would the Bible say, you know, it's better to be the lender, not the borrower? I mean, could you understand that concept? You know, to be keeping it real. Even the good book says it. Don't be the borrower, but be the lender. It's trying to tie us to stay out of debt. I mean, even the Bible talks about debt big time, man. And who loves to be in debt? Why would we want to put our children in debt, man? We don't leave them knowing life insurances, no 401k, nothing, man. And even the kids that we leave behind, we leave them $300,000. I seen it myself, where somebody was left $300,000 and blew it in one year.
Taught what to do with it. So, like you said, you can still.
I'm keeping it real.
A will and you leave something, but if they don't know what to do with it, and they especially get a big check like that,
come on, bro.
I'm
keeping it real, bro. Like you guys, I mean, that's it. The show's over. We're done. I mean, I'll see you next time, guys. I mean, you don't even. We're just barely starting, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It's deep right there, Big D. Because like you said, you can leave someone a $300,000, but if they don't know what to do with it, that shit is gonna be blown fast.
You know, you could leave somebody a whole, you know, radio station, you know, NASCAR company, and people will fold. You could leave them a football company, and they're gonna, you know, they're gonna just don't know what to, because they live under daddy's wealth and mama's wealth, and I don't know this, but didn't learn the epic thing. Still didn't teach the kid. Only taught him how to spend it, taught her how to spend it, and so forth, man. You know, once Paris Hilton, I don't know if her husband's, her dad has gone. I don't know if her dad's alive, but once daddy's gone, or if he's gone, you know what I'm saying? Who's going to teach her the value? Look at the Kardashians. They took another narrative, man. They used their body, made a couple tapes, and now now they're selling makeup. They understood the concept. Boom. You know, making millions. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it could be that quick, you know? Yeah.
That's sad, because you have people that look to them too. Like, that's the sad part of the Kardashians. No disrespect to them, because they did make it happen. But you have a lot of girls, younger girls, that look up to them. So I don't know if that's looking up to them in the right way or not. You know what I mean? So
I think they don't know really the history of it, or we don't want to judge. Now we live in a society is it's like
they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about it.
Don't judge them, you know,
or
don't judge them, you know?
They don't want to talk about it, homie.
That part. You know what I'm saying? That part right there, you know? They could do all the bad and make a quick hustle, but you know, if I try to do it, you know what I'm saying? But it's an open game right now, man. You can go in the mall, break all the things, still like $400,000 or $500,000 of jewelry, purses, Louis Vuitton on. I mean, it's just a concept, man. You know, it's just.
But even that, and I want to say first, Lucio Aguilar, rest in peace to your son. Sorry to hear that, sir. Sorry to hear that. Rest in peace to him. You know, that's one of many, I'm sure, stories that we've heard over the years, you know, unfortunately. But Big D, to touch on what you said, a lot of kids are doing this stuff now, robbing licks or whatever, and they go in the mall, and we see it every day, and it's really sad, to tell you the truth. But I know in their minds, it's not sad to them. They're thinking, hey, this is what we got to do right now, whoop-de-womp. But even stuff like that, they don't know they can risk so much because, look, when they get caught, a lot of them are getting caught because they're on camera. They may not be caught that day, but, you know, we're seeing them get caught later, and you're ruining your life over, like you said, whatever the Louis Vuitton or the jewelry you snatched or robbed. And again, they don't know any better, so they're not even taught what it's really worth. So they can go steal these Rolexes or clothes and go sell them and not even get or pawn them off to someone else who gets it from them, or they may be even doing it for someone else, and they don't get even nearly what it's worth. You know what I mean? Because they don't even know no better. You know what I mean? And then they turn around and get caught, and now fucked up their life.
You know, and that's the crazy part, bro. You know what I'm saying? Where do you teach? You know what I mean? How kids could go and just think they could get the narrative of stealing and taking away instead of working for it and learning the value of it. You know what I mean? Because they're not only learning the value, you got to work for it, man. You know what I'm saying?
But when you steal, like you said, it's in the Bible, it's not going to end well. Well, I had to learn that later. You know what I mean? That whatever you do, that type of shit don't end well, no type of way. If you don't get it honest, you're not going to keep it. Never will. You're
going to end up dead or behind bars, man. That's still my moral. You know, not everybody's going to get away with it, man. You may think, oh, man, I'm 50, still doing this, still doing that. All right. There's still a chance of you know what I mean, getting caught up. Just like me, you know, I'm going to better myself, work hard for it, and still have a chance of making millions the hard way. You know, the educator, you know, like I said, I'd rather come to somebody, man, and just like, hey, you know, we could talk about percentages. We could talk about length. We could talk about width. We could talk about, you know, anything, you know, topics here and topics there, anything that's subject to making money, bro. You know, investments and this and that, you know.
Hey, man, I got to turn around and see shit like this, Lucy. I don't know what the hell that's about, bro. I hope you're. I don't know what that's about. Hey, that's terrible, man. If that's what it is, bro, you need to get a life, homie. I don't even know if I don't know if you're trolling me right now or what. If that's a joke.
Hey, buddy, if you're on, hey, you're keeping it real, man. You know what I mean? Just come out and tell us who you really are, man. You know
that part.
If you have money problems, man, and you want to come out, like, hey, you know, I ain't mad at you, man. If I see Denise, because she'll say, if that's you, Fernie, dog.
Right. I hope not, man. You know what I mean? I hope
if you find yourself out real quick, now it's harder to come back in, right? And I say that, you know, literally, bro. You know, it's just
that's terrible, man. That's crazy, bro.
You know, but I mean, I get it.
You got people like that is doing that though, and that's running scams every day. That's the sad part, that people do care about people and look out. Like, even like we were all like, right now, rest in peace. And for you to come back and say that, that's crazy. But you got that going on every day too, where people scam people. You know, like you said, you'll give money to the homeless, but you have real homeless people out there. But then you may have someone over here on the other corner scamming people. You know how this shit goes, Big D.
Big time, man. You know, and that's what I'm saying. You know, it's just us as head of protectors of our household. We got to make sure we teach our young ones, you know, who's installing them the right information and who's trying to take advantage of the ones. You know what I'm saying? The Bronx Tale says it all, bro. You know, you can see, you know, if you guys seen the movie The Bronx Tale, you know, where the little son is infatuated by the gang member, you know what I mean? The mobster, you know, and it's a fight between the father and the mobster because the mobster's showing dirty money and the father's working hard money because he's a bus driver and think, you know, he can only get level seats way up in the high, but the mobster could get the front floor seats, man. You know what I'm saying? So who you gonna roll with, man? Tell me what kid is not gonna be, hey, dad, you know, homeboys said we could go sit with them. But to a man to man, you know, it becomes a battle and a fight, man. You know, a situation like this. So, you know, if you're a troll and you're gonna come out here, man, it's a battle. You know, for you to come out here and say, wow, because you know, it seems like your tendency is, you know, you're keeping it real. Then you want to say certain things, but now you want to be delighted. Like, hey, we welcome you.
Gotta get you out of here. On this trip, I don't even know who you could be a enemy of the state. So I got to get you out of here, buddy. You fuck that up. Please, homie.
You know what I mean? Checkout Time by Tupac, baby. You know what I mean? You gotta go.
Oh, doggy, because just by doing that, just that easy, you can, you know what I mean, get over it. Because like people are dead, you know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Even if you were playing around, we don't play like that, my boy. You out of here.
You know, we talking about, you know, educating. You want to talk about life. I mean, that's what I'm saying. So, you know, it's people like you that we got to teach our kids to, you know, to keep away from.
Yeah, well, exactly, that part. That part. That's scary. That's scary, bro, because you just pull that whole shit on us and then you turn around. It's like, dude, come on, man. That's not cool, homie. And you expose yourself because you probably could still been, you know what I mean? No telling what the damage you could have done, like a Fernie did. You know, so it's like those type of people you gotta get out of here early, man. Thank you for exposing yourself, homie.
Hey, man, but check this out, man. Put that number up, man. If you guys want to call in and validate yourself, man, you guys want to give us that one time, you know, love, and, you know, if you're feeling it, man, tap in, man. We'll give you a couple minutes, but I think we said enough of what we had to say for this night. It's a beautiful one. Man, appreciate you, Pops, man. You know, it doesn't get any better than, you know, teaching our young ones. I hope, you know, that all y'all and our family will come in and share this, man. You know, share this on your page, share this with other people, man. Let them know that we aren't just talking about some serious stuff, man, because, you know, it ain't no time to play around right now, man.
Right. Yeah, you can't call in Juan Valdez. I don't know. I hope you ain't because now I'm getting worried about people I don't know in here. Like I'm seeing new. I thank you for the love and support, but people are kind of worrying me now with this shit. And he said now I can call in.
Say your name when you call in. You gotta say your name.
Call in here and troll me, homie. You know what I mean? Don't play with me, bro. You know what I mean? So yeah, you can call in. Anyone can call in, but I'm kind of getting worried about these new people. I appreciate if you are new and you're showing love and support. Well, I don't know now, man. It's just like, wow, open my eyes again. Like this shit, man. Real
hey, if possible, can we play that clipping before we end the night? Is that between
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Play the first one, right? I'm gonna go back to it. Here we go.
You know, check this one for that one time.
I am going to take your money.
So you're charging third graders rent?
I am. I sure am.
How does that work?
They have jobs, and of course I pay them not real money. They have to go ahead and pay me rent once a month, just like I have to pay bills. They have to pay bills.
If you got 384, say, oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Shelby Lattimore is a math teacher in North Carolina, and her viral classroom economy TikToks have allowed her to stay in the profession.
You have to pay me rent. You have to pay me for that nice desk you got and that nice blue chair that you are sitting in.
This past year, I made 6 figures, which is insane because my teacher salary is not even half of that. I'm getting there before the bell rings. I'm staying after the bell rings. And she still made it.
TikTok's creator program and brand collabs have kept her from having to pick up a second job, like becoming a barista or babysitter.
You guys want to see what my Secret Santa got me?
Instead, she spends her free time working on her viral videos, all about teaching students personal finance in a creative way.
Look at all my money. Hard life lessons of 3rd grade.
And she's constantly keeping them on their toes.
Miss Lattimore is inflating your rent.
No, come on.
I sure am.
Jobs with more responsibility, like fish feeder for Knuckles, get more money than lower stakes jobs, like door opener. $7 of rent is collected for their desk and chair, and then the kiddos have a choice to make: spend it or save it.
We went over what we have for low prices, middle prices, high prices. They are on the board.
Low prices may be like candy. Then they can buy lunch with me, and they come up to the class and they eat lunch with me. They can buy lunch with a friend.
For how much?
Our most expensive thing, the top-notch prize, is they can be the teacher for the day, and they love that one. But of course, it takes some budgeting because it is the most expensive one at $30.
Do you have $5 in your wallet after you spend it? No, so you gotta buy something else then.
So they do have to budget for that one, but they love the responsibility of taking attendance, telling them when to get in line, when to get up, things of that sort. They love that.
Lattimore has over 800,000 followers and over 26 million likes on TikTok alone. But she says this is much more than just a viral moment.
Charlotte is known for generational, poverty. The whole project of my school and the environment that they are living in is all part of a project to kind of combat that.
Title I schools, like the one Shelby works at, provide additional resources to children from low-income areas.
A lot of my students of color, Hispanic, Black, whatever it may be, they see their parents, they see their guardian, they see their grandmothers, grandfathers, whatever it may be, living check to check. They see the money management of not thinking long-term necessarily or the consequences of it. So I'm just gonna write a 2 next to candy to show that you get 2 for $4. Okay? And a lot of them do come from housing insecurities and different circumstances where parents have to work 2-3 jobs to pay bills for their kids, to put food on the table. Watching my students now become appreciative of possibly what their guardians are going through, of course, in a safer environment, just kind of gives them that responsibility to then move forward as they become adults.
These systemic knowledge gaps are documented through data. One study looked at 28 personal finance questions and found that on average, 20% of white adults answered all of them correctly, compared to 5% of Black respondents and 6% of Hispanic respondents.
Why do you think it's important for Black educators to stay in this industry?
Representation, it's very important as a Black educator for my students to see someone who looks like them. Even down to Marley, one of my students, she even went through the transition of, not wanting to wear her natural hair.
Hi, Miss Lattimore.
Hi, good morning.
Marley's in 4th grade now, but was one of Lattimore's best students. Now, her mom says she's been more responsible with spending money in the real world.
We didn't really discuss money a lot. She just thought it grew on trees and she could spend it. And then she got a rude awakening of what it was like to actually have to save money and spend her own money.
Marley says Ms. Lattimore's class gave her a whole new perspective.
It gives you a life lesson how money is. Really, when you spend it, you don't have a lot. But if you don't spend it, you can pay your rent every single month.
So what's one thing that you saved your money to buy?
These shoes. It took me like 3 months to save up.
What's your favorite thing about Ms. Lattimore?
That she looks like me.
Can someone say, in a sentence, I love Ms. Lattimore's class because?
I love Ms. Lattimore because she challenges us. She's in it because she encourages us.
Since I'm an adult, what if I said 3rd grade is too young to learn about money? What would you guys say?
Excuse me? Oh, excuse me! 3rd grade can learn anything.
Hopefully you guys didn't say good morning to me this morning when you came in. Okay.
What keeps you waking up every day and excited to go to work?
Wow, I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. Take a beat, take a beat.
Yeah.
You got it.
It's gonna sound so corny, but it's them.
Hi, Cedric. How are you?
The corny little hugs that are germ-filled, but they're like, you just can't let go, and it's just like, or the random little notes that you get. I'm not even a mom, and the draw I have to my kids emotionally is crazy. It's crazy.
Do you feel fulfilled?
I do. I love my job. I would be talking to a coworker about like buying food or door dashing, and kids just listen to everything you say, and they'd be like, Miss Lattimore, aren't we supposed to be saving? Aren't you supposed to be saving your money? And I'm like, okay, thanks for checking me. Got it.
Man, shout out to Miss Shelby, man. Shout out to Miss Shelby. Miss Shelby, if you're hearing this one, man, tap into the G-Lew show. We would love you to have you on board right here, man. From my
That was dope. That was dope. For sure.
Call in, people. Call in. There's a number. Use it.
Yep. Hey, call in. Wes Carson said he'll call in. Juan said he'll call in. I just hope you're not a troll, Juan. But Wes Carson, I know who you are. So yeah, if you want, we got a few minutes left. If you want to call in before we end the show, that would be dope. We'd love to hear some feedback from you all. Let's talk about it.
Talk about it, baby, man. I mean, those 2 clippings were beautiful, man. Good shout out to
a link too. If you just want to come in on the stream, let us know. It's there, whatever you want to do. Yeah, but
whatever you want to do, baby.
Big D, this was a good one tonight, man. Thank you for bringing this to the table, bro. You know?
No, I appreciate your platform, man. And like I said, for all of us, man. You grow, I grow, we all grow, man. That's what it's all about, man.
Each one teach one.
Yeah, hopefully we could take a lesson and, you know, really teach, you know, and understand the morals of our values of our community in the next generation.
Each one teach one, my boy.
What up, Frank? Yep. What up, everybody? We'll take the time right now. Crusted Joint, thanks for tapping in. Juan Galito, call in.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
We got a caller. Caller, hello.
Hey, G-Lew.
Denise Castillo. I know that voice. That's my sis right there.
Can't miss his voice. Hey, you guys, great show tonight. I really appreciate it. It brought back a lot of memories, you know. Just being that my mom was a single mom, you know, taught us kids, you know, the value of $1, and it really got, we would sell, like I said, lemonade on the front of our house, you know, when I was 6, 7 years old.
Right.
And, you know, that part was fun. We learned how to have money, save money. And we went from middle class to poor, you know. We ended up, after my mom lost her job at Boeing, we ended up in the barrio and living with roaches and shit, you know. And those were the important years, because by then I was 10, my sister 11, 12.
Right.
And all that my mom taught us kind of went out the window. And yeah, you know, we stole a woman, did beer runs, and had fun with our friends. Stuff
Right,
like
you
that.
did it all, Denise. But that taught you too a lot, right?
Did it all.
But you know,
well, let me tell you this: when I got married,
go ahead.
Yeah, no, when I got married, you know, me and Malvin, we had our first daughter, and we didn't even get it till she was at least 5.
Right.
You know, we lived off the welfare system. We had food stamps. We had the whole 9, and that got tiring real fast. You know.
Right.
So he got his job, and you know, bless him, he still has that job.
Right.
27 years later.
Wow.
He's still working that job, and all my girls were under his insurance. I'm under his insurance. He has a pension. He has a retirement. You know, he has all that.
Right.
And I'm just grateful for that part. You know.
Right.
But it's hard. You know, we taught our girls. We raised them in church, and they learned the value of $1, and we taught them that, and they saved. You know, they all have jobs that they love to do today. They have insurance through their job. Well, at least 2 of them. One of them still on this until next year.
Right.
When she turns 26. But you know, just to say how grateful we are, and how we put in work at church, and how we did, you know, and we live for the Lord, and how He blesses unconditionally. Like, I could never say, you know, we are struggling. Like, there's never a struggle. Yeah, we do have our, you know, issues that come up in life and stuff like that. But to be blessed is just, it's unconditional.
It's a beautiful thing, Denise.
We're always blessed.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Because just to say that, to see, like you said, where you came, where even Melvin, who provides and take care of his family, like you said, it wasn't always that like that, you know, to see that struggle.
No.
A lot to the times that when I look at that, because a lot of us have had those stories, and we can remember back in the day, even if we're better off now, but we can remember when it was really bad, and like you said, roaches and all this stuff we remember. But now that makes you a stronger person, because you know those are the strong people that really came from something, you know what I mean? And then when you get to a better situation, you can appreciate it more. You know what I mean? You have that builds character.
Yep.
You know, and I
Yeah.
know a lot of
No,
people
for sure.
calling. Just
And-
hold on a minute. Go ahead, Denise.
No,
Sorry,
I'll
Wes.
hurry. And just for not having, when we're little, like not having new shoes and new clothes, or being able to go out to eat, like all that stuff. Like I commend my mom for that, because we don't miss, like I don't miss none of that.
Right.
It's okay if we can't do that. And now it's like we can do it whenever we want, but I don't take advantage of that. It's something I can do without,
Right.
Yeah, it seems like you learn the value. That's one thing. You learn the value. It's not just money. It's just being together without the money too, because sometimes the money's not always there. So when the money's not there, then guess what? It teaches us how to, be together as a family, as friends, or whatever the situation is, man. And then it's crazy. But if we could continue to, like you said, teach our young ones how your mom taught you. And some of us, I didn't get taught, man. Blessing to the ones that did get taught, and blessing to the ones who want to learn. Straight up.
Right. Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
No, yeah. Okay, guys,
Thank
I'll
you,
let you take
Denise.
the next caller. I'm getting choked up here, but
Thank you, Denise. It's always it's always great when you call, Denise. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Right on.
Seriously. All right. Hey,
All right,
hold on.
great. Take
Okay.
care. God bless.
Thank you. And Carla, you can call in now. We couldn't answer the call because we can only take one caller at a time. But now, but let me get to this guy right here who tapped in with us. Who do we have here with us, homie?
What's up, everybody? My name is Juan.
What's up, Juan?
On my Instagram, I'm suckerfree562.
Okay, you just followed me. You just followed me.
Yeah.
My man, okay, I didn't know if you were trolling or not. I'm glad you showed your face, my boy. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I always move myself around a certain universe. So the way I live my life, like I grew up in the city of Long Beach, California. And I grew up in poverty, so everybody either was Hispanic or black.
Right.
So we learned how to mingle with each other, fight, and the older people were the ones, like the grandmothers were the ones that were teaching us about God,
Right.
But as we grow, we tend to choose our own lifestyle, right? So I just feel like with all the stuff that we've been through in life, we have to learn that the dirt that we got on us, we need it to grow. Without any dirt, we ain't gonna grow. So remember, all the struggle you go through is not always bad. It's actually a good thing. You know why? Because it make you stronger. And me being a single parent and having two children of my own, and my oldest is my girl. She's 12 years old. And me teaching them since they were 3 and 4 how to read the Bible with me, how see daddy pray, they pray, we eat, you know what I'm saying? And I don't let my kids associate with certain people just because the mind is one thing that you need to protect. So when you listen to certain music or certain movies, you gotta understand, you gotta protect the spiritual body of your own, your temple, because we can be very influenced. So I used to be the kid, the roaches, the grandpa, uncles that came out of prison, everybody just everywhere. But what allowed me to change was going away and building on my own. Like I could have sit there and be like, man, I don't got this, God, it's your fault. But I didn't. What I did was I was like, the exact words I said was, Lord, don't take away my problem, just give me the strength. And he gave me the strength, yo. He gave me the strength, yo. And if I can do it, I'm a 2-striker. You know what I mean? I've been to prison. I'm a 2-striker. You know what I'm saying? One more strike, I'm gone.
Right.
And the thing about it is that my older homies hit me up and be like, "Hey, how do you do what you do?" And I'm like, to be honest, I'm very creative. I'm networking. I like to speak out and let people know, like the youth know, like you don't have to slide on your block. You ain't got no enemies. You ain't. That's all lie. That's all manipulation. Don't be manipulated so fast, y'all.
Right.
If y'all want to find out what love is, lock yourself up in a room, grab the Bible, yo, and just keep reading until you start pouring out. And when you start pouring out and you start feeling this feeling in your heart that you could barely breathe because it's hard for you to breathe, that's because you're finding something deeper than yourself. But we have to learn how to get into ourselves so we can be okay. And when we okay like that, it's not going to always be okay, but it's okay. We're going to be okay. And we learn how to let go, you feel me? And then our kids see us and they're like, you know what? My kids don't know nothing about my past. And I'm going to leave it like that. And so that's why I left where I'm originally from Long Beach, and now I'm over here in East LA, because I wanted my kids to have an opportunity to be like soccer player, cheerleader, you know, elevate. And one thing I teach my kids about finance, because we talking about finance, what I did is I bought 36 candy boxes from downtown LA. I ain't no joke. I swiped that EBT real quick. So them kids here, grab them candy boxes. You feel me? Yeah, I'm right here. I'm not here to sugarcoat for nobody. I'm gonna cut it for you for raw. Because if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be eating the way we is. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we got to give our glory to the man up there. So I teach them kids how to sell that candy for $3, even though you can get it in the store for $1, maybe even $2. But the good part is that I teach them not to ask, but to learn how to earn and communication skills. If we could teach these kids how to talk financially, guess what? When they talk to people, they're not going to talk to them or feel confused or feel uncomfortable. They're going to feel they standing on business. Right. And so when I come on here right now, I didn't come on here for the clout. I didn't come here for the fact. All I came here is to share my experience, to tell you that I'm here to save one person out of a million. And whoever that is, yo, bless you, yo. Keep going, chase your dreams. Don't let nothing hold you back. I don't care if you got no money. I don't care what you're doing. Look, when I became a single parent with 2 children of my own, I was on them streets. I was sleeping on that bench. I was sleeping in that car. I was in that shelter. And guess what? Every day I read that Bible. Boom, 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 boom. Matter of fact, my Bible's here. My thing is so highlighted that I got scriptures for days, you know.
Highlight those scriptures.
Yeah, I'm gonna show y'all real quick. Let me show y'all my.
You know, and I'm glad that he's touching on that, because you know the next best teacher is your parents. They should be the first ones to tell you the truth. So even the shortcomings, you know, he said he's raising his kids. You know, he is already prevailing because he's not looking at his circumstance. He's still pitting up his obligation and raising his kids still to teach you the value of money. So he's teaching his kids, buying them what they need to understand they could double up on some hard candy. It's just that easy, man. So it just takes the time. And then after, when these kids go to school and they can have so much influencers, then guess what? Our community and our children are able to teach others instead of freaking, instead of freaking gasping and being a statistic, baby. That's what it is.
Exactly. We gotta break that generation curse. We gotta break that mindset. We gotta break that off of us first in order to push somebody forward to that, because we stand on it every day, because we could never leave our reflection. But remember, it's okay to look in the mirror and say, you okay, love yourself, and you got this. Come on, you got, it's okay, cry, but get up, finish what you started. You feel me? So I just opened my Bible out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying? I just opened it, and the first thing that came to me was, be strong and be of good courage. Do not fear, nor be afraid of them. For the Lord your God, he is the one who goes with you. He will not leave you nor forsaking you. That's the first thing I opened, y'all. Look, you feel me? And I want you to share you. This is what God wanted me to share with the world. You feel me? So I appreciate everybody out there. If you're struggling to this day, you feeling lonely, you feeling something, that your finance is not up. It's not that your finance is not up. What it is that we're over here and they're over there.
Right.
But the ones that are famous over there, they want to be over here where we at. You know why? Because we're not allowing people to control us. We're allowing people to see the light.
Right. That part right there. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that.
Juan, that's beautiful, man. Thank you, Juan. Thank you, man.
You too. I thank you and appreciate everybody here, yo.
Everybody say welcome Juan in. We appreciate Juan.
Yeah, I'll be in touch, Juan.
All right, yo. Shout out Fucko Cholo, yo. Shout out, you already know.
For sure. Much love, respect. Long Beach.
Yeah, hey. You know, AOB. Appreciate y'all.
Blessings, brother. Blessings.
Blessings. Now we got the homie. Oh, where's West? We got the homie Wes Carson with us, man.
Yeah,
there he is. Okay, there he is. Brother, how you doing?
Good. I tried calling in, but there was no answer, so I just jumped.
Because we had the niece on, so I can only take one call at a time. That's what it was. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, you're good. But I really quick, I just wanted to touch on, since you guys were discussing about financial literacy and how important it is. One thing that I just wanted to mention on your show, G-Lew, is that there's something called computer share. Okay. And it's basically where you can open up custodial accounts for your grandchildren, for your children. And I'm not making any money out of this. I don't work for them. It's just something that I did for my kids. And when you open those accounts, let's say you can open them as early as like they're 5 years old, 7 years old. You can start with as little as like 200, 100, 500, whatever.
Right.
And then once they turn 18, though, that money becomes theirs. It goes from a custodial account to their bank account. Okay. And you can just invest, whatever money you have. Like, let's say you want to do $100 a month. Okay.
Right.
And that's just for college savings or for whatever they want to do when they turn 18 with the money. Okay.
Oh.
And basically what investments you have in that account is basically strong companies like Walmart, Kimberly Clark, Coca-Cola. That's what the custodial account investments are going to have in them. You're obviously not going to get very risky with that money because you want that money for the long term so that your child or grandchild can get it when they turn 18. And that's actually a very good thing that a lot of people don't know about. And if you guys are interested, it's just Google it. It's called computer share custodial accounts.
Wow.
Hey, Carson, I think that's beautiful. Let me ask you this though, Wes. I think that's wonderful and a great way to set the kids up, you know what I mean, for when they turn 18. But do you always think that is good? Not saying that it's bad, but to automatically let them get the money when they turn 18 if they're not prepared? Sometimes they may not be prepared to just inherit all that money. You know what I mean? How does that work when maybe you're not sure about that or whatever?
So once they turn 18, most of the time, the kids go to college. I mean, if they're going to go to college or they're going to go to a trade school, or maybe they, like you said, like I think Big D mentioned something about, sometimes you get a lump sum and they're just going to want to spend it. But that's why as a parent, you have to talk to them, teach them the basics of financial literacy. And hope that they use the money for college expenses, or like I said, a trade school, or maybe they need a car, transportation to get to school for something that's going to benefit them in the long term. So that's more something like your question is more geared towards something like a parent-child relationship and teaching that child, hey, you're going to come into all this money when you're 18 that I've been saving for you for the last, 15 years. But just be careful. You don't want to blow it all in one at once. So, yeah.
Hey, E-Visions, I know you came in late, bro, but we played a couple clips tonight that I think may have been on that same topic you're talking about, bro. So, you probably missed that, E-Visions, but I agree, bro. But that's what we're talking about tonight, and we played a few clips tonight that were speaking on that, E-Visions. So go back and check that out. But still, everyone go back and go and check E-Visions' channel out. And he'll leave some stuff in his community, and check out his channel. And the homie is always about teaching the youth. That's what he does for a living. So stop you, E-Vision. Much love, bro.
So that's one thing I wanted to mention, the computer share. The computer share. Just go ahead and Google it. And I've been studying investing for over 10 years. Okay. So I'm not saying I'm an expert because nobody's an expert, but I feel I have some knowledge about it. The second thing is a lot of people don't know, because I didn't know before I started G-Lew and Big D.
Right.
How do you open up a brokerage account? What is a brokerage account? Okay.
People still don't know what that is. Talk about it, Wes.
Okay, so basically a brokerage account is the way to purchase stocks, equities, and investments. Now it's very easy. You can do it on your phone. Back in the day, you would have to go in person, write up get a cashier's check for like $500, go to your broker to purchase, and they would purchase the stocks for you. But now it's, with the technology being so advanced, we can do everything over the phone on our app. Okay. Right. Like, for example, I have Bank of America, and Bank of America, you remember the company Merrill Lynch?
Yes,
right?
sir.
Yeah.
They were the originals.
When the financial crisis happened in 2008, 2009, the Bank of America bought Merrill Lynch. Okay. And basically Merrill Lynch is like a personal investor that people, like a Main Street investor, that people could walk into their offices. They were all over the country, and you could buy stocks. So now that's on an app. Okay. And if you have a Bank of America checking account, it's really easy to transfer whatever amount of money you want, whether it's $50, $100, $150, whatever. And let's say you want to buy Walmart stock. Okay. And, or you want to buy the S&P 500, which is the largest 500 companies, I believe, in the world, if not the country, if not the world. Okay. And a lot of people don't even know, how do I buy a stock, or what is a stock? Basic things like that. I didn't know either. In 2011, I had no idea before I started investing. What is a brokerage account? How do I buy a share of Coca-Cola stock? Okay. And these are just basic things that people don't know. And so I want to share with you guys, that's how you do it. Go to your Bank of America, walk into a branch, ask to speak with the Merrill representative. Most of the time they'll have him in your local branch Bank of America, and then ask the person, hey, how do I go about opening this account? And they'll help you. That's another thing that you can also just Google G-Lew and get the 800 number, call them, and then they can set you up that way. And it's really easy. You can do it on your phone now. And guess what? You can buy like 5 shares of Walmart, 5 shares of Kimberly-Clark. There's a lot more other things that go into investing in companies, but I'm just kind of doing a really quick breakdown of that. The third and the last thing that I want to discuss, G-Lew and Big D, is about compounding. Okay, compounding is basically growing your money. Okay, it's got like compounding interest.
Yeah,
okay,
you're putting it together, to grow. Yeah.
So 100% compounding basically means you double your money. Okay, and I just want to share this quick fact with you guys, and this is true. This is a fact. Okay, if you took $100, $100, okay, G-Lew, and you compounded that $100 at 100%, basically means you double it. You know, you start with 100, you double it. The next year you have 200. The next year you have 400, and then 800, and so on. In 20 years, I'm not even kidding you guys. You guys will have $52 million. That's the power of compounding interest. Okay, and you can do the math. I've done the math on it. I have my calculator right here. I've done the math. It's $52 million in 20 years. $100 compounded at 100% basically means that's doubling it. And lastly, what I want to leave you guys with, don't listen to me about investing. If you guys want to learn about investing and be good investors, don't listen to me. Study this man. This is Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett.
Oh, yeah, the snowball. Yeah, I heard about that, but that's one of my problems right there. I don't like to read.
No. You can watch every video. Watch every video on YouTube on Warren Buffett. Okay, you can listen to videos, listen to audiobooks, but this is the man that is going to make you a good investor, a long-term value investor. Okay, Warren Buffett. Okay, so that's all I wanted to share with you guys. Thank you for having me on, G-Lew. I don't want to take more. Somebody else may want to call in.
Thank you.
Have a good one, guys.
Hey, Wes Carson, man, much love, my boy. Thanks for tapping in and showing us some love. Appreciate that, because I learned about that right now too. So I gotta build that book because I want to make so much millions in 20 years. Shoot,
that's at 100%. So that's kind of hard to do, but yeah, best of luck to everybody. Have a good one, guys.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you. See again, that's what we love about this platform. People checking in, even Juan checking in. I was unsure at first, but Juan became a blessing to us tonight. And then Wes Carson coming with the financial literacy. And Denise, Denise came too, brought us to tears. So and let me touch on again what Wes was speaking about. It's good to have, whether it be what he said, to invest in that, or to just even have, because like the technology now, you could do a lot of this stuff from your phone. People, you can start up an investment account from your phone, or a savings account different from your savings in your bank. Start up your own in your own account. They have a lot of apps and things that do that for you, where even you could start your own 401k, put $20, $30, $40, $50 a month, and never touch it, and just let that sit and build interest, and you will go back and look at that a year or two from now and see where it's grown. And that's money, of course you want to save it for later, but you maybe need it for an emergency. You can go there and you got money there for you. I do that a lot, where I have 3 or 4 different kind of accounts where I just keep separate money in, and I try not to even think about it and let it sit there and build. And you have stuff that you can have, for emergencies, or just saving and growing. You know what I mean? So, and it's so easy to do now, simply for your phone. You don't even have to go to a bank. So just think about things like that, the small things, people, even if it's just a few bucks a month, put away, you know what I mean? Like a piggy bank, literally.
Right. Sandy Mind, Dog. Yeah, basically it's not having money. I think the whole moral of the value of tonight was too, is not to spend money, but to save money. Let's leave it like that, people. You know what I'm saying? If you have money, you don't need to spend it. You know, don't listen to 2 Chainz and it's mine, I spend it. It's mine, nah, we ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying?
Don't do that.
We're gonna save it. We're gonna save it, man. So man, what a great show tonight, man. It was so
Right, my daughter has, yeah, mine too. My daughter is good, you know, and God bless her. You know, I'm glad you know, so yeah, man, that's a blessing right there. You know, trusted. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, tonight, man. This was incredible. Sometimes we never know where these shows are gonna go. You know what I mean? And that just shows the blessing that what we're doing, Big D. Because sometimes we don't even know. You know, and that lets us know. I think this lets us know we're doing the right thing, bro.
Right, man. Like I said, it's a beautiful thing when you have a community. You know, I consider a lot of you guys my friends and, you know, my family, you know, to tell you the truth, man. And to see you guys come in, swinging by and supporting us and understanding the concept too, you know, because it's not just for us, it's for all of us to take it out and to teach the next ones, man, you know. That's what we're trying to do, whether young, mid, or old, you know. I just got some educating from, you know, West Carson TV right now that I was like, all right, investments, you know, it's never too old for anything, people. Never too old.
Wes is the man. I'm glad you were able to come on tonight and we were able to put a face with that with you, Wes. I know you originally came from Big D. I know you from Big D originally. You know what I mean? You've been watching for a long time, Big D.
Yeah. That's my guy right there, man. I always say, man, shout out to West Carson TV. He gave my first interview, and from there, it's been a blessing, man. So he's always going to be part of the family too, man. When you come down, Pops, you know, we got some other people that will come down, and you know, it's just the beginning, homie. You know what I'm saying? We got some other family and friends that we got to meet and keep celebrating and keep continue to share the narrative, man, the positive one, you know.
That part. Yeah. So this is what we do, people. Every week, man, or every time we can do it. You know, we try to go on every week, but this is what we want to bring to you. We're not going to be on here. It's called Let's Talk About It. Well, we're not going to be talking about the BS and all the shit we already know about. We want to talk about how we can build, grow, and become better people and become better children of God. You know what I mean? Because that's what it's all about. Because as you all know, we're in our later parts of life now. We ain't kids anymore. So, you know what I mean? We don't know how much time we got left. We want to go out the right way. You know what I mean? So this is what we're going to be doing.
But not yet, though, people. Not yet. We still here today. You know what I'm saying? We still here today. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't mean it like that, but you know what I'm saying, bro. You know what I mean? We lived it, though. We lived that shit already. We live fast, bro. So it's like we in dog years because we live fast, homie.
Right. But, you know, you know what they say, right? I got more time than money, homie. So I got all the time. I got all the time right now, dog.
That part. Shout out to Don't Be Frog, homie. Hey, this is what we do, man, every week, man. Big D, G-Lew. Big D, man, what are we leaving the people with, man?
Man, well, hey, I'm telling you, man, just like Pop said, man, if you guys got something, take it with you, man. Share it. You know, let everybody know how we're doing, what we're doing. We're just growing, to tell you the truth, man. We just barely started. So, you know, thank you all for tapping in, man. Much love and respect. Make sure you guys tap into my channel. I would appreciate it. This is for the young, the mid, and the old. You know, it doesn't matter if you're black, brown, white. You understand the concept. If you're gonna be, if you want to be educated, learn, bro, and don't let nothing stop you from doing it. So much love and respect, man. I'll see you guys soon. You know it is the man of the hour. 2 hours now. With that being said, Big D.
Wow, that part.
Much love, man. Close it off, Pops.
Yeah, salute to my brother Big D, man. Much love and respect. This is what we do every week. It's the platform. This is what we were trying to do, and we thought about Let's Talk About It. We want to talk about real solutions to real problems and create real answers that we can move forward and bring our people together as one. So I'm glad that we're able to do that. I'm glad you guys were able to tap in and enjoy what we do because we got to entertain when we do it. So thank you to everyone who called in. Denise Castillo, thank you, sis. Love you. The homie Juan, thank you, bro, for tapping in. I think I'm going to do some more things with you in the future. I would love to bring you back maybe for an interview to tell your story. Shout out to Brenda Love, my little sis, always showing love and supporting everything we do. Keisha, you already know. Shout out to my producer, DD Hairston, the House of Tattoos. You know what I mean? Leo, E-Visions. Make sure you tap into E-Visions channel, man. E-Visions has a lot he can do, man. I want to help him grow his thing over there. Much love, you, E. Shout out to Pearl, Spanx, Lena, my extended family, the Contreras family. I love you guys. And Monica, my sis, everyone else out there, thank you for the love and support. Don't forget, tomorrow night we'll be back. We're changing the game with DeAndre Chanel. We're going to be interviewing Melvin Carter for the legendary Delphonics. Man, this shit don't stop, man. I'm blessed. I can't make it up. We got the Delphonics tomorrow night. Tune in and get a bar, man, and learn some real history, you know. And with that being said, we up out of here, man. Much love. Oh, also check out the round table tomorrow night. Denise Castillo, House of Tattoos. Jennifer Magana, Convicted Hearts TV. Tune in tomorrow night, YouTube, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. Tell them G-Lew sent you. With that being said, we up out of here, man. Peace and love, y'all. Have a great night.